Otakus and Geeks.
Welcome to TakusandGeeks.com reviews. Justin here, and today I'll be reviewing the indie horror game that's available on Steam. It is called Detention. So here is a brief synopsis of the game. Greenwood High School, located in a remote mountainous area, two students found themselves trapped and vulnerable. The place they once knew has changed in unsettling ways, haunted by evil creatures. To escape, they must explore the mysterious campus filled with ominous objects and puzzles. How will they survive in this ever-threatening environment? Could they return to safety in one piece? Set in the fictitious world of 1960s Taiwan under martial law, Detention, the story-driven atmospheric horror incorporates East Asian elements rarely used in games. Buddhism, Chinese mythology, the game draws on local Taiwan culture references to tell a unique and terrifying story, and that is the synopsis of the game, and I definitely recommend this, you guys. It is a point and click horror game. Those who are familiar with the video game that was released a couple of years ago called The Cat Lady, it has that same disturbing type of feel and same type of animation and same type of gameplay. And one thing I really did like about this is that this game really does capture horror. While it's not excessive or does enough when it comes to jump scares, I will say what makes you feel uneasy is definitely the story. It's the story of Ray, which is our main protagonist, the girl, and Wei, who is also the protagonist of the boy, which you meet in the beginning prologue of the story. And these two are pit against this environment where they have these ghosts which they call the lingerers, and the only way to get past them, as you just previously saw me doing, is that you have to hold your breath and walk past them, or offer them a food orphans, that way they're distracted to get past them. And as the game progresses, the story unravels and things just get more disturbing. You start to find out more about the school staff at that and their role in this predicament, and that's one thing I did really like. I just love how the story was unfolding. I will definitely say one of the highlights of the game definitely is the music, and the tone of sound is greatly used in this game. You get to really feel that tension. It builds it up constantly. You will hear these strings or this just one note composition that just makes it feel uneasy as Ray is going through corridor to corridor throughout the campus, and as you hear the lingerers and their constant sounds and the screeching that they make, it's very unsettling. I would definitely recommend this playing this in the dark. Like I said, for those who are, not big fans of jump scares such as Outlast and the recent Resident Evil that's going to be coming out, and just the tone. If you want something a little bit different, that's back to a nice welcome point and click game that has some horror elements and a really good story, I definitely recommend this game. This is something that I really did enjoy playing, and one thing I really did love was just the character of Ray. Ray doesn't know why she's here. Ray's trying to figure out how she's got into this nightmarish world, and as the story unfolds, you really get really immersed in it. And I think it's just some really good dialogue writing, great translations, and the puzzles are actually, while simple, does give you a little bit more of an edge, and there's some challenging puzzles throughout the game as well. And just the idea and the way they captured this old Chinese mythology is just really on point, and I just love how it was set in the 1960s, and just the use of color, the background textures, and like I said before, the sound. Everything really does come together. Everything really does play a role in here, and that's something I really did enjoy, you guys. So this is available on Steam right now. I definitely recommend it. It's only $10, which is a great price for this game. You'll run through it because the story and just the atmosphere is so addictive, and just the way the game's presented, you're gonna fall in love with it. And I just absolutely love the characters. I love the gameplay style. It's a very, very, very good point and click game. And usually some point and click games are just they don't really capture it like in the beginning. This one just really push you into this environment right from the get-go, and you're just gonna be like, oh my god. And there's a couple of if you're not careful, there's a couple of jump scares when it comes to the lingerers. Sometimes they won't make a sound while you're just running, and then the lingerer just pop up, and it is absolutely terrifying. I absolutely enjoy this, guys. I recommend it for anybody who wants something different, wants something that's a nice callback to the old school ways of gaming. Great sound, great graphics, beautiful graphics, by the way, especially when you're outside with the rain. The use of textures, the use of lighting, as you can see here, it's just really dark and gritty. It really just gives you this tone of you are in a dark, messed up place right now, and just, I never say this about horror games when it comes to the messages or the notes that we pick up, but some of the notes that we pick up in this game was very, very disturbing, such as when Ray picks up, and this is not a spoiler, when Ray picks up the knife, the utility knife that you see there, there's a message that comes with it, which is one of the school staff having like this imagery of he's talking about sacrifices, and he's slitting the kid's neck. It's just really dark and disturbing. This is a really good indie game, you guys, so definitely check it out. This is Justin from otakusgeeks.com. I am going to give Detention A-. Check it out. It's a great game, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later days.